What's up, you guys? Right now I'm looking a little bit of a hot mess right now, but I wanted to show you guys a little dinner slash lunch that I'm gonna do for the kids. I haven't made this in years. I grew up eating this. My mom's mom used to make this a lot for us every time we used to visit Puerto Rico, and I wanted to share you guys my way of the recipe. So I'm gonna show you step by step how I make mofongo, and it's really simple, it's really easy. You can even make tostones with this, but this is my way of how I learned growing up, and it's super easy, very healthy. And if you keep this concept, it will fill you up. So if you guys want to learn how I do this recipe, then just keep on watching. I just added some oil into my pan, and I know you guys see like a bowl here. I had cut up already some, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So basically I'm just cutting up the cáscara, just the skin part of the plátano. So what I did was I cut the edges off because we don't need it, and then what I do is I slice every side of the plátano, which is the plantain, so that I can remove the skin. So this is pretty easy. All you have to do is just remove it. Just make sure when you do slice it very good, because if you don't, then you're gonna have to struggle doing what I'm doing right now, and that's because I was doing it too quick. But if you want to cut it perfect where it doesn't take you long, then just cut the sides really good before you start to peel it off. That way it's easier for you to do. Alright, you guys, so now I had chopped up everything in quarter sizes. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pop it into the little skillet here. So I'm gonna bring this up. I probably put it up to like medium high, but I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit more. We don't want it too high, just a little bit, so you guys can see. And I'm just gonna wait for it to heat up a little bit more, because I want it to be a certain temperature for me to start frying it. And I added some olive oil. You can use any oil of your preference. This is mine, so this is what I use. I usually go with basil, but today I decided to use olive oil for this recipe. So this is what we're gonna use. And if you ever feel like it's ready or it's good enough, try to put one in and see if it starts to sizzle. Okay, once it starts sizzling, I'm just gonna go ahead and start basically adding. You're gonna let it sit for a little bit so that it could cook. Once it's cooked, what you need to do is you need to flip it, because it needs to be like a golden brown consistency. But my grandma, what she would do is she would look at it whenever she felt like it was getting cooked, and then she'll flip it. I only added a certain amount of portion in here because there's a lot, and I didn't add a lot of oil. So that way it won't be too greasy. So just try to keep this at the temperature it's on, and just continue watching this. Don't from your kitchen, because the minute you leave, this can get burnt quick. So just kind of keep an eye on it, and just keep like spreading it out. That way it could cook quicker. And then you could flip it, and then once it's flipped, you can just bring it back. Super easy, I'm telling you. You can make tostones. There'll be another maybe recipe or video on my tostones, but for right now I want to make mofongo because I've been craving for some. So this is why we're doing this recipe, because it's the same concept but just a different way. Alright, you guys, so I'm trying to get you guys up close. So I picked one out already, so I don't know if you could see. Let's bring it more closer. Focus. So you see how this one's a little bit yellow? I don't know if you guys can see it, because once they start to yellow, you just need to flip it. That way it can cook on the other side. And like I said, you want to do this like 3 times. possibly 4, but I would say 3 times is the max. But if you prefer doing it 4 times just to make sure everything is cooked, then do so. But just keep an eye on it and flip it quickly, because like I said, this stuff cook quick. The plátanos, they cook super quick, so you might want to do it rapidito. So you guys see what I mean about it being like a golden brown. There's one right there that's a little bit brown, but it's just a little kind of toasted. But just continue doing that and flip it for a good 5-10 minutes, and then redo it again one last time, and then take them out. Alright you guys, so I went ahead and I had to grab my my little thing just to get started. So this right here, I do not know the name of it. I'll probably have to Google it. I know I had it in my head, but se me olvidó. So we're just gonna get to the third part of the step. So now what you want to start doing is, now after you flip them, you want to start removing them from the skillet. But I'm telling you guys, just lower it down a little bit, and if you feel like it still needs to be cooked, just continue cooking it for a bit until it is fully done, and then you're gonna remove it, because you don't want it to be too soggy. Well, you want it to be smushy, but you don't want it to be too hard either. So that's why I say don't leave your kitchen, because if you do, then most likely it's gonna get hard and it'll be harder for you to mix the mofongo. Alright, now that we finished, I'm gonna start adding some of the plátano into this little thing over here. So let me just move this. I have this skillet also on this side. So I'm just gonna start removing some that are already ready. And before you get started, make sure you add just a tad bit of aceite. That way it's a little bit soft at the bottom and everything else will mush together. So make sure you add that before you use this. And if you don't have one of these little things, you can use a cup. A cup is good too. And just smash it with like a fork or anything that looks like this little rounded stick. And then once you're done, you're good to go. So the next recipe my abuela would teach me is that she'll go ahead and add like the ingredients. So I don't have the actual Goya sazon because I'm not really into it anymore. So I switched it up and I got this one. You can add this as your recipe. I'm just gonna add some onto this cap because I don't want to add too much. And plus, I don't like it to be too salado, which is like salty. So that's why I only add a little bit, because you're going to add a little bit of adobo seasoning, a little bit of sal, and then you are going to add just a little bit of some garlic into the plátano. Once you got that done, you're going to go ahead and start smushing it. You can add some more oil if you like. You don't have to. This is your own preference, but I just prefer using a lot of oil. That way everything can smush good. Now that we did that, either get a spoon or get something flat and repeat the same step. Until you get a nice consistency. Once you get that, then you pop it. And it's supposed to look something like this. Very nice and pretty. Once that's done, you just grab the egg and place it right in the center. And voila, that is the first attempt of my mofongo. Pretty easy, right? I'm gonna make some more so you guys can see it much bigger. Alright, so we had failed the first time, so let's try to do it again. Hopefully this time está ya machucado. a recipe that a lot of Dominicans use, and it's called mayo ketchup, which is kind of like mayonnaise, and it's actually mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together, and it's kind of like a red pink consistency. So this is what it is. All I did was add some ketchup and some mayonnaise. You only need, like, I would say, like one small amount. You don't need that much of mayonnaise and then ketchup. And what I did is I just stirred it and made sure that all the balls of the mayonnaise was fully mixed in. And then I went in and I got this consistency. And you can taste it to give it a nice taste for your option. I'm gonna now enjoy eating this because I am super excited. You can add cilantros on it or whatever your heart desires. I'm just blown away because I can't believe I made this happen, and I'm excited, so I can't wait to try it. It's a memory. I'm going down memory lane from my childhood, so I'm just super excited. I know right now I'm making. So here we go. I'm just gonna add the cilantro right there. Don't have to be perfect, just like that. I know it's a mess right now, but this is it, you guys. This is my mofongo. Alright, you guys, so I'm about to do the taste test. Unfortunately, I didn't have a Marta with me, which I would have loved to have, because that is the key drink of the Puerto Rican style, mofongo. But since we don't have it, I just have some juice. I'm about to taste it, so here I go. Thank you, Lord, for this food. And now let's try it. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching and getting this recipe. If you guys have any other recipes that you would like for me to do other than Puerto Rican food, then just let me know and comment down below. I'm going to finish this off. This will be it for my vlog today. I will have many more vlogs for you guys, probably some tomorrow and during this whole week. But I have to go because I'm super hungry, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. I love you so much. Beso. Y los veo en my other video.